If you are looking to get better at sales, I've got some great news for you. That is absolutely a skill that you can learn. And in today's video, I'm going to share with you 4 powerful tips that helped me go from having no sales skills and no natural sales talent to building a multi-million-dollar business. Welcome. If you are new here, my name is Luisa Zhou, and this channel is all about helping you succeed as an entrepreneur. Now, sales is a huge part of that. And in previous videos, I've talked before about my own journey and how I learned sales, including the books that I read and what I did. And if you're interested in that, I'll link that video for you somewhere up there. I've also shared before an exact step-by-step script to use if you're a new coach to use on your sales calls. So again, if you're interested in that, I'll link that for you somewhere up there. That being said, if you've studied the basics and the tactics of doing sales, but you still don't feel good and natural about it, that's because there's so much more to selling well and naturally than just the tactics. And that is what we're going to cover in today's video. So with that, let's jump right into it. Tip number 1 that I've got for you is that you have to believe 100%, 1000% in your offer. I want you to know that I said your offer, not just your product, because your offer includes not only your product itself, whether that's a service, a course, or a physical product, but it also includes the price that you're charging and how you're delivering it and what you're delivering. That means that you have to believe not just in how good your product is, but in all aspects of it. You have to feel great about how you're going to help someone, the price that you're charging. It has to feel like a really generous, worthwhile exchange of value for you. And you have to feel an integrity about how you're going to show up for that client and whatever they're going to get as a part of that process. If you're not feeling that confident yet in your offer, this might be the time to take a step back and evaluate, okay, what can I adjust? Can I give a little bit more support? Can I work with my price? How can I tweak this so that I feel and believe that 1000% my offer is so generous? By the way, if you need a little bit more help with that, I've got another great video for you on how to craft your first amazing coaching package offer. And I will again link that for you somewhere up there. Here's why this is so important. When you feel 100, 1000% confident in your offer, you're able to reframe what you're doing when you're selling. You're not just selling something, you are being of service and offering something valuable to someone who actually wants that entire product and support so that they can get the result that you're going to help them with. And not only that, but you feel 1000% confident that the price is amazing, that it's a generous value, you're going to be able to help them, and you're completely confident that you can help them get the results that they want. When you feel all of that, you're able to reframe and release that kind of what I call selling guilt that pretty much all of us are brought up to feel about sales, and instead reframe it to, no, I'm simply sharing something worthwhile and valuable with the world. You're no longer thinking, oh my gosh, I'm trying to make sales, this is so bad, I feel so guilty about trying to sell and take people's money. You get to release all of that naturally and instead reframe to what we just talked about. Tip number 2 is to get comfortable talking about money. Oh my gosh, money, right? Oh, just saying that, I feel all the old negative emotions that I was raised on to think about money. I was taught growing up that you don't talk about money, even at home. You don't ask for a raise, you just are super grateful for whatever you're given, and you definitely don't talk about money with basically virtual strangers. All that kind of works when you are in a job and you're getting paid a salary and you don't have to think about money that often. But when you're an entrepreneur and you're growing a business, well, the money is kind of important. In the beginning, when I was doing sales, I would feel so much guilt, like, how dare I talk about money? Oh my gosh, I'm gonna feel so guilty for taking this person's hard-earned money. How could I do that? Oh my gosh, I'm being like a used car salesman and selling something and talking about money. Oh, all the negative things. What I had to do to get over all of that was to basically train myself over time to release all of those emotions about money. After all, if you had never been taught anything about money and you just saw it for the first time, what would it be? It would just be to you a piece of metal or a piece of paper, and that's it. And so when you think about it that way, you realize, okay, I've got all these preconceived notions about money that I've been taught, and well, I can choose to reframe how I see all of that. A few ways to reframe it that might feel helpful are, first, to think about it as just that. It's a form of currency that we use to exchange services and values. And so when you think about it that way, it makes natural sense that you would be paid for the amazing service and value that you're providing. Another way to think about it is that you are not responsible for someone else's money decisions. The truth is, you can't be. Everyone is a grown adult. And so if someone wants to buy that thing that you have to offer, they are the only person who can make that decision for themselves, whether it's a good investment for them or not. And it's not your responsibility to worry about that. Your responsibility is to simply provide that amazing offer. And the final piece is, again, to focus on the value of what you're bringing to the table. So if you know that whatever you're going to help someone with, whether it's helping them clean out their closet and organize their home, or clear out their schedule and save an hour a day so that they can spend more time with their family, or get a new career, or find an amazing relationship, or lose weight, whatever it is that you help them with, that value is going to be worth more to them than the price that you are charging. And when you think about it that way, okay, I'm exchanging value. It's simply money, that piece of paper, that metal for this amazing service and results that I'm providing. That person is so happy to pay for it. And it's their responsibility, their choice. I'm not tricking or guilting or persuading them into buying from me. I'm simply providing an amazing service that they want. Can you see how that completely reframes that money conversation, the way that you're feeling about selling, the selling guilt, and allows you to feel good about selling and being of service? The third tip I have for you is to release the attachment to the outcome. Now, I understand this is easier said than done. I've definitely been there, and it took me a lot of practice to be able to do that. However, once you do, it is going to be one of the best things that you can do for yourself overall, your stress levels, and your sales. What I mean by that is, think about when you're thinking about making a sale, right? Maybe you're on a sales call, maybe you're talking to a potential client, maybe you're posting some content to try and get a sale. Are you feeling that kind of pressure and stress and thinking, oh my gosh, I have to get this person to buy from me. I have to say the exact right thing so they'll want to buy. If I lose this sale, then I don't know when my next sale is going to come in, and so on and so forth. That does not put you into a good feeling place about sales, does it? You feel stressed out, you feel kind of that negative pressure, and you're probably going to feel salesy because you're thinking, oh my gosh, how can I sell this person? What you want to do instead is to reframe it so that no matter what decision that person makes, your job is not to get them to a yes, it's to help them get clear on a yes or a no. This is super important, and it completely reframes the way that you feel about sales, you think about sales, and how you make sales. Again, instead of focusing on getting to the yes, you are simply focusing on helping someone make the best decision for them. And there are so many reasons why this is so powerful. The first reason is that people can feel when you have their best interest at heart. And guess what? When someone trusts that you're not just looking to make a sale no matter what, when someone trusts that you're actually thinking, hey, can I really help this person? And okay, coming from that place, people are much more likely to want to buy from you, especially when you're providing a service like coaching or consulting or selling a course, because people trust you more. The second reason this is so powerful is because the truth is, guess what? Your ideal clients do not need to be persuaded. Think about it. If you are, again, selling a coaching or consulting service or a course, guess what? You're not doing that thing for that person. You're not losing the weight for them. You're not getting the new job for them. They have to do the work. They have to show up, they have to be coachable, and then they have to take action based on your guidance. And so if someone has to be persuaded to even take that first step and make that investment and commit to that journey, that transformation, guess what? They are gonna have to be convinced every step of the way during the process. And frankly, that doesn't work. You wanna be working with someone who is internally motivated, who is ready, who is excited to make that investment, and does not need to be persuaded. The final reason this is so important is actually kind of a money lesson in of itself. A huge reason why you might be feeling that attachment to the outcome is that you might be fearing, oh my gosh, if I don't make this sale, I don't know when the next client is going to come in, and I don't know when I'm gonna make my next sale, and so I have to make this sale. Am I right? If so, I want you to know pretty much every new entrepreneur feels this way. At this point, I have coached and helped thousands of students. I don't think I've ever worked with a single person who has not felt that way. And I myself, at the beginning of my business journey, definitely had that fear too. And what this takes is that reframe that, look, there are billions of people out there in the world. How many sales do I need to make 6 figures, to make even multiple 6 figures or 7 figures? The truth is, out of over 7 billion people in the world, not that many. When you allow yourself to think about it that way, combined with doing all the activities to grow your business that we talk about on this channel, then what you're going to see is that you're able to trust that, okay, there are more than enough clients for me, for all of us. They are going to find me. I'm going to do the work to get myself in front of my potential clients, and the right clients for me are going to be excited to work with me. And when you have all of those reframes that we just covered, it allows you to be so much more abundant, to be in the place of connecting with your right ideal clients, to bring in the best clients who are gonna work with you, love paying you, love working with you, get the best results. And as a result of all of that, grow your reputation, your business, your revenue, and everything so much faster. The final tip I have for you today is possibly my favorite, and that is to not think about things in your business as a give and take. Here's what I mean. If you're building an online business of any sort, most likely you're creating a lot of content. And by the way, if you want help with that, I've got another great video for you that I'm gonna link up there. So you might be thinking, oh my gosh, I'm putting out all this free content, and the reason I'm doing it is because I have to make sales. Oh my gosh, let me tell you, I have also been there, right? As with all of these, and that is such a negative place to be. It's so unhealthy too, because when you're doing that, you're always thinking, okay, I'm putting out this content, I have to make the sales, where are the sales? Oh my gosh, no one's responding, what a waste, and so on and so forth. Again, doing this reframe takes work and commitment, but once you do, it's so powerful. And what that reframe is to detach or disconnect the free content that you put out, the things that you give for free, and the sales that you make. Now, here's what I mean. Of course, I don't expect to just give and give and give for free and never get paid. That's not what we're talking about here at all. Everyone deserves to get paid for the amazing value that you're putting out. However, I'm not thinking, for example, oh my gosh, I'm doing this video, I'm gonna make this much in sales from it. If you watch it, you better buy. If you just watch it and don't buy, oh my gosh, you're dead to me, right? I'm definitely not thinking that. Instead, the way I think about it is kind of like karma, right? I put out lots and lots of great content. People are going to find me from that. More and more people are going to love it. And some people are going to love that free content, and that's all they need. If so, great. Some people might look at that content and be with me for a few years before they buy. Also great. And then there are some people who might look at that content and be like, oh my gosh, Luisa, love at first sight or first listen. I want to buy from you. I want to learn from you. I want to buy all your courses or whatever right away. There's a whole spectrum of that. And my job is not to worry about what people are going to fall into, when they're going to buy. That's so stressful, frankly. My job is to continually put out the great content and know that the right people are going to find me and the right people are going to buy at the right time for them. Now, here's the thing. When you do this consistently and when you really reframe into that way, here's what happens. First, you're able to create much better content from a much healthier headspace. And again, when you do that, people can tell. Just think about your friendships, for example. When someone is wanting to befriend you just to get something out of that relationship versus when someone wants to be your friend just because they like you and they think you're cool, you can tell, right? It's the exact same thing with your potential clients. And so I definitely know which kind of relationship I'd rather have with my audience and via my great content. The second reason this is so powerful is because you get to have way more fun creating your content when there's no pressure to, oh my gosh, this has to make me so much in sales. And when you do, guess what? Again, that comes across. People get to see your personality more, they connect with you more, and guess what? They like you more, they trust you more, and they want to buy from you more. So it just creates this massive win-win relationship. And the final reason this is so important is because it affects your long-term growth. I want you to think about this. When you put out a post or 2 or 3 or a video or 2 or 3, and you're starting out in your business and no one has yet bought from you, then what are you thinking? You're thinking, oh my gosh, what's the point? This is not working. Oh, I just might as well give up. And that's not gonna get you anywhere. Honestly, I don't even know when I first started out how many posts I wrote where I got 0 likes, 0 comments, probably 0 sales from it. And of course, you want to be smart and analytical about it so you can analyze, okay, maybe I can change this type of content, the audience I'm speaking to, how I'm speaking to them, where I'm sharing this, all of that. Absolutely. I'm not saying just put your head in the sand and blindly do the same thing over and over and wait for things to change, right? So there's a fine line there. However, when you're thinking so closely about, oh my gosh, it's not happening yet, guess what? You get in your head, you get disappointed and discouraged really quickly, and you give up. Honestly, I saw the same thing with my YouTube channel, for example. When I was first growing it, I don't know how long it took for me to get to 1,000, 2,000 subscribers. I don't know how long it took for my first few videos to get above just maybe 100, 200 views. But I put it out. I knew the content was great. I knew I was going to be consistent with it. I had that long-term approach that I shared with you where I knew all of this free value and content was going to build up and the right people would find me in all those different ways. And over time, what happened was some of those videos started picking up steam. And now I have some videos that have gotten 20, 30,000 views. And as time goes on, they'll have more and more, right? Fingers crossed. Maybe by the time you're watching this, I'm going to have hundreds of thousands of views on some of them. And so what you're able to do is really set for the long term and have a much healthier approach to all of this. Now, that's not to say, I want to be clear, that you can't start getting results in sales relatively quickly in your business. So what I've also got for you is another great video on the things to focus on to get to consistent $5,000 to $10,000 revenue months every single month in your business. I'm going to link that video for you somewhere on the screen and or in the description below, so make sure you check that out. That's not all. I've also got a great PDF for you on the 15-second script to use to get your first or next paying client. So again, we're talking about balancing the long term and the short term for you so that you are set up to grow and are able to get results relatively quickly. If you want that PDF, you're gonna see it linked somewhere on the screen and or in the description below. So go ahead and grab that if you want it. If you have loved all of this and you're not yet subscribed to my channel, make sure you hit subscribe and you hit the bell to be notified each week when I release a brand new video on building your own business and succeeding as an entrepreneur. That is it for today. Thanks so much for being here, and I will see you next time.